Hey guys, Nick here, and I wanted to shoot a different kind of video today because I feel that it is necessary to bring awareness when it comes down to various health conditions, and I'm learning a lot in this process. So today I want to share with you about just my personal battle with hyperthyroidism and just some of the things that I've discovered because I've been going through this very crazy emotional phase in my life, and I realized why. So hyperthyroidism is when your body is pretty much, and I'm just going to keep it in layman's terms, when your body is overactive. And what generally tends to happen is your thyroid is connected to your pituitary gland, which is connected to your, I'm not saying it in its proper order, but it's connected to your metabolism. It's connected to, it's kind of like a part of the engine of the car that is in our bodies. And what was in the situation with me was that my body is like a car that you're driving and your foot is all the way on the gas pedal, all the way to the floor, the pedal to the metal, and it stays there and it never lightens up. It never is released, right? So it's just, my body is always in overdrive. And with that, initially with hyperthyroidism, your metabolism is high, you lose weight, you're always high strung, high energy. And it's a good thing from a standpoint of weight, right? You don't gain weight, but you also don't sleep. You always have, insomnia. Your body is always in overdrive. So with that,
come here.
Hold on, I'm coming.
It's really important.
I'm coming, just hold on. With that, what happens is your body is overworked. So it has a negative impact on your heart. It has a negative impact on a lot of different things. And what tends to happen over time is it wears the body down. And they have something that you can get called thyroid storm. Thyroid storm is like a car that overheats and it blows up. And so what that means is that my body is at risk of heart attack. It's at risk of the thyroid storm, where the body can no longer regulate itself and its temperature, and it can overheat, and we can't control it. And so I've been facing a health process with this. So it usually is triggered. If you see my neck, you can see this little knot here. And this knot is a result of the thyroid. Now, some people end up with like goiters where you see like huge growth. Some people suffer from hypothyroidism, which I'm told like people like Oprah have, where your body is underactive and you can't lose weight. So it's very common. And it really is I guess it becomes very obvious when you are pregnant or when you have kids. And so I discovered it when I was pregnant with my first daughter, and then it got really bad when I was pregnant with Carson, and they wanted me to, my second child, and then they wanted me to do what they call iodine radiation treatment, which kills the thyroid, and then you're on pills for the rest of your life. So I decided not to do that because we were relocating to Texas, and I was like, I don't want to get such a dramatic surgery done or procedure done and then relocate, right? So I can't really reference the source if anything happens. So I was going to wait till I moved to Austin and pursue the natural route. And the natural route was just going to homeopathic doctor, holistic doctor, and finding healthy alternatives to approach it. So here's what happened. Moved to Austin and made an appointment with both a holistic doctor and a regular endocrinologist, okay, a medical doctor, medical doctor. And I went to the holistic doctor, and what she did was she pretty much broke down for me what was going on in my body, because as of late, I have not been able to, I still don't sleep good. but my energy level is horrible. And I have these crashes. Where, and it was really happening when I was working out. I actually had to stop working out a couple weeks ago because, number one, I realized I couldn't do high intensity training, right? High impact intensity training. And if you know anything about HIIT training, it's like sprinting. So all of that stuff, it increases your heart rate, does all those other things. Well, if my heart rate's already increased dramatically and I increase it even more, what happens? It threatens a heart attack. So, and I don't want to make this sound really dramatic because I'm okay. But what happens is your body responds in a way where it's overheated. And I was working out a couple weeks ago at a boot camp, and it was a lot of like high intensity stuff. And I almost passed out. I know you can throw up when you work out, right? That's normal, right? When you push your body. But this was dizzy, blackouts. I just couldn't get a grip. And I never felt that way. And so that's when I was like, let me see what's going on. And then another thing that I noticed is that I was lifting weights and doing a lot of working out. I was hitting the gym. I was eating right, doing everything right. But it was like it would take me days for my body. It would take me days for my body to recover. And when that happened, I was like, let me figure out, what's going on with my body. My little thing fell. I was like, let me figure out what's going on with my body and what's actually causing this response. Let me figure out what's causing this response. So anyway, I realized my body couldn't recover, and I was gaining weight in my midsection. Like, I can just see the weight gain in my abdomen area, in the hold on, out. I'm coming out. Wait, I'm coming. But like the development of the weight just kind of sat in my abdominal area, and it just seems like it was growing as opposed to shrinking. And I've never really had much of a gut, but it's like it's growing now as if I'm 3 months pregnant. So I just knew something was wrong. Just always exhausted, always. Now, if you are hyperthyroid, hyperactive, you would think you had all this energy and stuff, but I can feel a shift in my body, like it was wearing down. Just not a lot of motivation. I'm personally always self-motivated, always driven, always. And I just couldn't, as much as my mind wanted to run, my body was shutting down. And then it was mood swings or kind of bouts with in and out of, just depression or moodiness or whatever. It was just like this. It reminded me of my postpartum depression. Not as bad, but I can feel these swings coming. And I'm like, what is going on with me? Just very moody, and a lot of stuff that I knew was hormonal imbalance. So I went to 2 different doctors. I made an appointment, went to the holistic doctor. And I will tell you this, I would always recommend both. But holistic doctors truly seek to identify the problem. They talk to you. The lady that I went to here in Austin, company's called Infinity Wellness Center, absolutely amazing. And she just really got to know me and find out what was going on with me. And so we talked, and I started explaining. My husband was there. He was like, I can tell you everything. She's not sleeping. She's always stressed. She's this, she's that. And so we ran some tests. And despite what I thought it was, I thought I had chronic fatigue syndrome, which is opposed to hyperthyroidism. It's like you can't be hyperthyroid, have a hyperthyroid, but be fatigued. I was conflicted by that. I'm like, why do I always feel tired? She ran tests and found out that my adrenal glands are exhausted. What does that mean? And so I found this website where a guy explained what the adrenal glands are, what adrenal fatigue is. And he said the body is drained and low on energy. It's like a car running low on gas. Concurrently, there are numerous imbalances. Many hormones are dysregulated, and as a result, in addition to having low energy, the body suffers from hypoglycemia. And what he says that is it's too little gasoline in your tank. He says the feelings of being wired. There's moments where I'm super wired, right? And can't rest, can't sleep. But then I get extremely exhausted. So he said, feelings of being wired, sticky gas pedal. It's like a sticky gas pedal, but the gas pedal's stuck, right? That's what I was saying earlier. Your body's always in overdrive. But then you also have foggy thinking, where the driver texts while they're driving, and depression, where the brake pedal is burned out. And he said it's the internal thermostat of the body is broken. And he said it's no wonder that the adrenals crash with each little stressor. So I went on and I was reading, he was saying, everything is like an engine of a car. But he said there's when one thing breaks, it impacts everything else. So when you're working out, sometimes it works against you rather than working for you because the body is in protective mode. And you can gain weight. So he explains all these different things. And so I go to her and she tells me my adrenals are fatigued. And she really gave me a true thorough diagnosis explanation. She went through a quick body session of how the body works and how everything is connected to the pituitary gland, this and that. That's how I knew all that. And then I go to the doctor. The doctor, asked me a few questions, but it was in and out and okay, we're going to run some tests and I found it to be a very interesting experience because in the medical world, that's what they do. They run tests and they diagnose you. But what I love about the holistic approach, it was, we're going to run tests and we need to know what your blood work says, but we also want to know, how do you feel and what's going on with you? And, let's kind of test some things to see what's happening. And let me explain to you why you feel the way you feel. And that's what the holistic doctor did for me. So, I'm at a point, I took tests this morning, took a gazillion tests, blood tests, and I freak out with needles. And I don't know the diagnosis, but I will say I had to get like an ultrasound yesterday on this thyroid and, just get a lot of things checked. And now it's to the point where it hurts when I swallow. It's like this knot on my esophagus. So every time I swallow, it's like a knot that's impacting the ability. It's just really crazy, really weird. Why am I shooting this video? Well, because, we talk about work and all these other things, and we don't address life sometimes. And I realize my life I'm a transparent person. I realize that I'm born to be someone to help share the journey in life. And this is something where I'm in my 30s, right? My mid 30s, my upper 30s now. I'll be 37 this year. The body is changing. Health is becoming an area of priority to really get squared away. And this thing keeps falling. And I just really wanted to, just share this journey because it explains a lot about how I've been feeling. And you may be facing some stuff and you're not yourself and you don't understand why things changed. You don't understand, why aren't you yourself? And this let me know why. And you know what, guys? I've been that person for years. I ran hard. I hustled hard. And my mother and grandmother would always tell me, you know what, Nikki, you got to slow down, take care of yourself. And as an entrepreneur, it's almost like unacceptable to slow down. And when you do, you feel guilty. And just since I've had my son, who's 2.5 now, I've been forced to slow down. And in slowing down, it's made me take more interest in my health and focus on what I need to do to get right so I can keep this engine running. Truth is, guys, there's tons of 30-year-olds who are collapsing with heart attacks. As a matter of fact, when I was living in Memphis, a girlfriend of mine, we were meeting for something, But the day before we met, I met her partner, he was always in the office. He didn't show up for work. She was like, he never not shows up for work. And so his partner went to his house, found him dead on the floor from a heart attack. And he was, I think, 40. And it was just devastating because we were all talking about, geez, how close to home it is. He was somebody that always worked. And the reality is we can tend to, I think he had high blood pressure, didn't take his medicine, but we tend to get so consumed by the chase that we neglect the areas that are the predictors of if we'll keep living. So, I feel like I have individuals and spectators who criticize me slowing down and think that I'm not doing enough and I'm whack, right? She's in mommy mode, and why is she always posting pictures, and she ain't no hustler, you ain't about that life, right? Where people make little statements and comments about what you do and how you do it. And the truth is, guys, you really, let's see if that stays up there. You really have to know how to hear your own voice, connect with your spirit, and see what is God revealing to you, and take care of it without being under the thumb of people's criticisms. I can't lie. Sometimes it messes with me because I am known to be the hustler. I'm known to get out there. I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I'm always driven, always been that way. And over the past couple of years, I've gotten this very calm, laid back, taking it easy mentality. And I hated it. I felt like I lost myself. And now I'm realizing that it's God's way of saying, Nikki, I need you to slow down and take care of your health so you can stay alive. So even as I talk now, I feel the stressors on my vocal cords and my lungs. When I swallow, I feel it. And I'm not saying I'm in jeopardy of dying. That's not even the case. This is not, like cancer or anything terminal. But what it is it's a message of getting in tune with your body, and don't be afraid to take care of it, even if it means slowing down while everybody's running and sprinting past you. And everyone seems to be accomplishing more than you are or doing more than you are. Because at the end of the day, this is your race. And what God has for you is for you. But in this season, there are priorities where you can't try to run and keep up with everybody else. And that's where I'm at. And so I've had to reassess my business model. I've had to remove a lot of the stresses out of my life and things that I saw were aggravations to me that would really just kind of make me dread what I do. And I've had to redesign and reinvent myself.
Mama, Daddy said I need to leave the office. After that, I need to show you something.
Okay, we're going to read. Close the door for me, please. So, it's bedtime for the kids. This is a long video, but hey, this is the journey. Say hi, everybody.
Hi. I'm going to bed soon. You see me in my future. Yes.
Yes, and we're about to read your book. So, here comes number 2. Open the door, let him in. Yes. Yes, honey. What's the matter? You say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Come in.
So stay tuned, guys.
Adios.
I really, truly feel that God has placed me in this internet marketing space to be the transparent voice. I don't have a problem sharing the struggle, the process, the journey, and being transparent about this process, because I know. Hold on, Chloe. What I'm experiencing, somebody's going to come behind me and need guidance and know that they're not alone. So stay tuned. Tons more to come. But this is the journey to overcome hyperthyroidism and adrenal fatigue. Doesn't sound exciting, but it may help some of you guys figure out what's going on with you. So go get your thyroids checked, your thyroid, your levels checked. And that's it. So stay tuned, guys. Connect with me at NicoleSCooper.com. Stop, baby. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.